Hello guys! The last episode ended with the fact that the battle began and the two gangs attacked each other. No doubt, Kakucho, who has a powerful blow, punched Takemichi, but Takemichi wasn't falling, and the spirit of the self-confident boy that he was in childhood woke up in him, and Takemichi landed a critical hit on Kakucho, so much so that he flew several meters away. All the guys were completely petrified. Well, let's find out what happens next. Let's get started. Takemichi stands and he slowly calms down. Kakucho lies as if he has gone somewhere far away in his thoughts. And Takemichi's friends, Chifui, Pachin, Peiyan, their eyes popped out of their heads of Takemichi's strong punch. Ran seems that this is some kind of joke. Mochi is simply speechless. Sanzo is also nervous that such the weakest boy manages to smash the second dude in terms of strength with a single punch. Chifui is extremely happy for Takemichi, and Takemichi has a detached look in his eyes. Tomans are stunned from such strength of their leader, and Sanju doesn't understand why such a hype has arisen. It's the same guy that confronted Mikey at the Battle of the Three Deities. This is to be expected. Well, she didn't see Takemichi's flood of tears. And Inui is glad as if he knew that this would happen someday. Mitsuya agrees with Senju. This is the guy who got Taiju to his knees. Hakai confirms this fact and angry reminds that Takemichi was the one who stood on his feet in the Three Deities battle to the last. Pachin and Peiyan get angry and don't want to give in to Takemichi. Oh, that reminds me, Naruto. And then Chifui addresses to everyone, and he makes everyone to follow their captain, and they all run to the attack. Smiley asks Angry not to pull his punches but to hit with full force. Angry promises that only today he will throw his punches. Mitsuya covers Hakai's back, and Hakai says that only he, Hakai himself, deserves to be in Mitsuya's back. Pachin also runs to the attack with the words that they gonna die, and he just sweeps all the enemies out of his way, like a ball knocking down skittles in a bowling alley. The Kanto manager again looks at this monstrous force in fear, and then Peiyan next smashes opponents with the words that Pachin is like a gorilla, only gorilla with brains. But Pachin replies that it is already a little too much, humiliating his best friend. Here Inui runs and a crowd of enemies rushes at him. However, Inui is calm. They are like trash for him, and you can hear him tearing them all apart. And after a few moments, they are all already lying. It's easy for him. Meanwhile, Senju counts her 12 beaten enemies. The next guy almost shits his pants in fear, and instantly he becomes the 13th in a row who beaten by Senju's feet. A short time later, the guys shout that Kawaragi Senju take out 100 all by herself, and the guys are already in a panic. They don't understand what's wrong with the Tokyo Manga gang. They are a bunch of monsters. They are insanely strong. Here in all this chaos, Kakuchi is lying, looking at the sky and resting. Mikey squats down and asks him, "Are you done for today, Kakucho? Isn't it about time we witness the feared brawler of Tanjiku?" Kakucho simply remains silent. Mikey, after a pause, says that he is annoyed to see Kakuchi so beaten up like this. He gets up and leaves, and encourages with the question, "Kakuchi, you think he died for this?" This hurts him. Kakuchi becomes thoughtful and replies to Mikey that he will never understand this. Mikey gets his answer, but he has nothing to say. Kakuchi gets up, his body is burning up, he just has to cool down, and he instantly goes to the attack. His step is so powerful that a footprint is imprinted on the ground. Meanwhile, Chifui is fighting someone, and he sharply looking around notices the danger, and it's Kakuchi who is already running towards him, and of course, Chifui fails to react and Kakuchi punches heavily that Chifui flies away. Angry and Smiley see him as Kakuchi is already in front of their eyes and knocks them off their feet, and his next target is Takemichi. Takemichi turns around and notices him. Kakuchi's gonna hit him, but Takemichi blocks his punch. But even with the block, he feels all Kakuchi's power and it's difficult for him to hold back the hit. He also flies a few meters but Takemichi stands on his feet. Kakuchi, without thinking much, says that he recognized Takemichi's face and strength from their childhood memories, and observes that the heroic Takemichi he once knew is back, and the inscription below says, "Keep pushing, Toman." Well friends, I expected Kakuchi to get up, but I was surprised by his conversation with Mikey. It seemed to me that Kakuchi didn't quite agree with Mikey. It's like Kakuchi is following him just because he's following Izana's path. But now, little by little, it becomes clear why in the future Mikey has a Tenjiku tattoo around his neck. By the way, South also dragged Kakuchi into the gang by force. Perhaps Mikey did the same. Well, while everything is repeating, Takemichi stood up against Kakuchi. Well, I don't think that now Takemichi in battle will change much. He will also bleed out, but as we all remember, then Kisaki intervened with his gun. Now I wonder what Hanma will do in this case. This dude obviously has something on his mind. We haven't heard a single word yet, and he's also a serious one. We are also waiting for the Smiler to get angry or cry. I don't know what is the trigger for him to become much stronger. In theory, the Toman win, only we forgot about the strongmen from the Kanto Manga gang. They are Benkei and Waka, who will also smash the small fry from Takemichi's gang. They are likely to clash with Senju. It will be interesting to watch this fight. In general, I have a lot of ideas, but we'll leave them for next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share your thoughts in the comments below. It was Vision Manga with you today. See you soon.